Good day or good afternoon now. Here in Nairobi, Kenya, and coming the rainy season. You see, the winter was very hard, 24 to 30 degrees, and the rainy season will be the same. Nairobi is a special place. It's mostly like 24, 28, maximum 30 degrees. It's like spring and summer in the UK. So it's very, very good. East Africa is very good for us also in temperature.
Can you start by telling us a bit about your background and how your career path has evolved to where you are today?
The background and career section, yes, the journey, why I attracted the close protection. Officially, I started this kind of job more than 23 years ago. This one I remember this day because exactly that was the day when the Twin Towers collapsed. That was my first job in the security industry next to university. I work as a private investigator for a company, and that day I worked all day, so I didn't know what's happening in the world. When I went home, I realized, I saw in the TV what happened. This is why exactly I remember the day when I started the security industry. In the last 23 years, I worked in a different sites, all of the sites, I think. So I was a simple guard. I worked for movies. I worked for ultra high network people, PSD tasks, basically in Asia, Europe, Africa, North Africa, a lot of different countries and continents and type of work, investigations, private investigations, governmental, and also some very, very interesting investigations against some big industry companies.
What would you say is one of the key aspects of effectively conducting close protection operations to ensure the success of the job?
The background work is one of the most important. That means the intel, surveillance, counter-surveillance, intelligence, information gathering, because from these ones you make a proper operation plan. And if you have a proper operation plan, try to prepare yourself and your team and your principal, because it's very important that the principal is not a sitting duck. We need to also teach them. A lot of them is very interesting about how we protect them, and this is why they want to be part of it. That is the best you can get. This what side I'm working here in Africa, or my previous tasks around the world, to change something, because everybody doing the same methods, the same work, the same basic, because they have a schedule, syllabus, and they just click it everything. No, you need to think, and you need to do something what is unusual, do something new. And this is how it started.
What were some of the key moments or experiences that shaped your career over the past 20 years?
Key moments of the past 20 years. What can I say? I sometimes I had very, very interesting jobs. Sometimes the jobs are boring. And basically in this world, the boring job is good. That means nothing happened because you do your job properly. But sometimes, because one thing is very fixed in this industry, the more fixed thing, that is, everything will change all the time. You make a beautiful operation plan and the next day ruined. So you need to adapt. You need to be ready for change in a minute. You need to be very flexible, fluid. And this is why when I work with the movie industry, there was a lot of interesting stories. Of course, I'm not talking, but a lot of things we need to deal. We need to fix it, but somebody else caused the problem. Also, when you work with the ultra high net worth profile people, you're going somewhere because he wants to chill. They're going to a public place, hundreds of people enjoying their time, getting drunk, getting loud, and your principal asks you that, I would like to enjoy the night, but I don't want these people next to me. How you sort it out? So it's also, we need to know how we use other security personnel who is in charge in that place to sort it out some situations.
How does working in close protection change depending on the country you are in?
When the people working in Asia, it's totally different. When you work in other countries, most Europeans, white bodyguards, they don't know how to handle Chinese clients, how to handle Asian culture, how to handle African client, like African culture. African habits as a close protection is totally different what we used to in Europe and most in America. Also, Americans can't work normal in Europe because, hey, where's your gun? When you're telling them that when we have a gun, it's not allowed one in the chamber, they're shocked. Why not in the chamber? Because it's not allowed by law. Sometimes they don't understand, clients, companies, that every country is different. Every country has their own rule, every country has rules and regulations, and we need to follow it. So in Europe, if you want to be a close protection agent, different European countries, you need to have government approval. All the countries, you making do what the security regulatory or security authorities on that countries want you to do. Otherwise, you're not security, you're not close protection, you break the law. If you work in that countries like Iraq, there is still a lot of myth and legends that a lot of ex-police or military or active duty writing me that, oh, I want to be a PMC. What kind of weapon you use? Even when I was in training, there is military personnel that rules of engagement. I said, no, you not engage. They don't understand, but we have guns. Yes, but in a minute you use your gun, you lose your job, and you need to leave the country because you don't want to be under investigation like 6 months and go to an Iraqi prison for that and waiting for. I have experience of this also, and have experience with other guys I work with that because of a mistake they spend months and months in a foreign country's prison. Even somebody they get years and months because we don't have the evidence, so you just 1.5 years. So don't forget, when you go to work abroad or work for another country, you're a guest.
What inspired you to focus on projects in Africa, and what unique challenges have you encountered working on this continent?
Africa. Why we come here, Africa? What inspired us to come to this country, to this continent, and especially we came to Kenya first in May. Why? What you want to achieve here? It's very simple. Africa is under dynamic changings. The Western influences, the Eastern influences mostly, they're changing the dynamics of this region. So if you go to Europe, Europe is now at the moment is on hold because of the Ukrainian war, because of the financial problems, because of the economical crisis, and it's not the best. It's not willing to change. They have the rules and regulations for a long time, and they're not changing, they're not flexible for this industry changing. Africa is yes. That means they have, example here in Kenya, we have the PSRA, that is a private security regulatory authority. And they are like the SIA in UK. They have the rules and regulations about what papers you need to have. There are some training sessions also, but that's it. How you be a bodyguard? Nothing. Weapon handling. This is all what you can evolve, what you can change. They need to change, and they're willing to change. This is why a lot of African countries, because they see now we are here, they're calling us that we need you here. Come to Zimbabwe, come to other countries. We have now representation in Tanzania, in Ghana, and Ghana especially, one of the biggest ones. Also here in Kenya, with Agmon International and other partners here. Also South Africa. And now we have, soon we have a deal with other countries. They want to change. and this is what I think somebody working in this industry would like to find. I can give you something, but you need to work with me. I want to feel it that is needing you. That what you need. You want to change, you're willing to change, you understand that this dynamic industry like security, everything is changed all the time. The level of threat, the type of threat, the methods, the answers, everything, the surveillance, the technology, and we need to follow it. So this is what we are dealing here in Africa.
Could you share some insights about the initiatives you have led or supported through IBSA Africa and other partnerships?
Yeah. If you have international partners, that means from the UK, from European countries, even from America, even Asia, and the local African partners, as I mentioned earlier, who are willing to change. And it's a unique thing because 2-3 different continents working together to one goal. And it was very easy. And let me tell you this. So we working with English awarding bodies also. And we just tell them, we come in here. I said, do it. Do it because you are like pioneers going there. And you build up something what later also we can use. And also we're helping them to come here. We have international partners like the IBSSA, International Bodyguard and Security Services Association. I'm a long-time member and representative and coordinator and instructor there. And also now we just ask that we want to build something bigger in Africa. Well, not just one country, we want to reach the continent. How you can help us? And the president itself and all the operatives in the IBSSA said, okay, we make an IBSSA Africa section, different type of paperwork, new type of diplomas, new type of membership, because we know that African countries are not that rich like European countries. So also now, what I can see, the international players like IBSSA, like others, like IAPA and others, they're willing to change also, because they see the opportunity also that we come in a new continent and we build up something. So this will be a big thank for them, because now when we're doing a course and a conference here in Kenya or in South Africa in November, or later in Kenya and other countries, and next year in Ghana and everything, we have the international awarding bodies helping us to provide the international knowledge and certifications for Africans also. So I think this is a good cooperation, because they're also willing to sacrifice and give us something like sponsors and partners together to build up something here in Africa.
What role does the Close Protection Unit play in Africa's security landscape? And what are your main objectives for this organization?
What is the CPU's place, role in Africa in the security landscape, and what are the vision? Teaching and working. I think in this way is very easy. We want to build up a new security system. We want to change the old habits. We want to make it more flexible, fast, and adaptive to the needs of the clients. The clients can be government, the clients can be private, individual, companies, global companies. Here we're also working together with different nations. As you know, most of the investors in Africa are Chinese and Russian. And you need to work with them here, because they provide the money and the connections to the local government, to the big international companies. And this is why we have also Chinese partners. Also we have ISA, International Security Association. It's a Chinese bodyguard organization. You're also representing them here. So we're like a middleman, connection between cultures, between people, nations, regions, continents. This is how we want to put ourselves to helping all of these nations, these countries, these regions to be safe. I think safety is the first.
How do you see the security industry evolving in Africa over the next few years?
How the African security industry can change within a few years? I think it just depends on us, because they're willing to. Every company we sit down and talk, even members of parliament, even other countries' representatives, they're waiting what we can give to them, what benefits, what knowledge, what can we do to helping their job, to make them more safer. And they're very welcoming in this way. Yes, sometimes the governmental procedures are not easy because they have over regulated system sometimes. But also they have a very bad experience. Let me tell you, there are international companies and also big security companies started to get the money, started to put together people, started with that we will do a course, we'll come, and after they didn't. And the money also gone. Also, they had local representatives for that big English American companies, European companies, security ones. They had local company section, and the money is gone again because they didn't come, they didn't follow up, they didn't check. So if you're making your own business, you want to do something, you need to all the time check what's going on. You can't be like, okay, I'm doing this, you're doing that, and do it. And after you not do it, no, I'm not coming. And it's a lot of time, a lot of African guys who wanted to come to international courses. Now it's a little bit, they don't believe it's going to happen. So first we came here, a few months, all the time coming, a lot of people. They want to see. This is why in Europe, in America, you do it everything online and have to come to the course. Here in Africa, they like the paperwork. Even when you give them a PDF, they want to print it. They want to see you, so they need local phone numbers, local infos, and local office. They want to go to the office just to see you, that you are real. You're not some hoax. You're not some conman. And it's very important. This is also need to be changed. And we are here. We came for a course, and after we stuck here from May, because we see that they're willing to, and we're helping. We put together something for them. Also, a lot of European students are interested, so these courses they want to come because also it's unique for them. But we need to be very cautious how we put together the two teams, because the type of knowledge, the level of the knowledge, not just the level, but some of them is like 10 years experience, but they're doing the job way different way than we. So also our job in the future, in the next few years, to get new standards that can easily the European agents or American agents or Asian agents can work with African agents together. And this is a good thing. This is what we're doing here, the conference in end of October, or doing the next courses that we have now under training Kenyan instructors and local ones. We know a lot of good guys in South Africa, in Ghana also, to work together. And with a joint team, we can make really good things.
What are the core skills and attributes you believe are essential for professionals entering the field of security and risk management?
Skills and knowledge and background and experience. We can talk about this. What's needable? Everything. So here you need to know how to behave, how to communicate, how to find the good language with local people. Just one example. On the shooting range, on the training, mostly we use a lot of inappropriate words. Of course, under pressure, the guys pushing each other, a lot of testosterone, ex-military, ex-police. You talk in that language. And in European trainings, mostly in American trainings, okay, shouting and yelling with the participants, like the English way mostly here. But here is not good. In Africa, you're using different type of words in front of ladies, in front of family members, doesn't matter. You are persona non grata, they don't want you. You can't be rude, you can't shout, and sometimes you need to, but you can't. You need to find a different way. Also about teaching, you can't teach that way. What you learn in UK, in the military, shouting and yelling, and it's not working. So a lot of skills, communications, conflict management. Every CPs mostly in the courses, okay, how many days we shoot, how many ammunition we shoot, what kind of weapon you use. It's not a part of a job. As I mentioned earlier, if you use a weapon, if you need to use force, mostly that job is gone. You are gone. If you do something with your principal, the principal next to you, and you need to use excessive force, maybe your principal doesn't want you anymore. And use force, you don't want to go to court, right? You don't want to go to jail, to prison time, because you're waiting. So the first weapon of the close protection operative, officer, agent, is the brain, the knowledge, communication skills, conflict management, operation planning. Everything else is a fail-safe mechanism, or if happens something, and we hope nothing will happen. So you really need to know these skills. And also, here in Africa, you can't blend in. Sorry guys to say that, but as a Muzungu, as a white guy here, I'm not blend in. So I need to make myself a different way. So surveillance, counter-surveillance methods. To cover close protection is not just how you cover yourself. If you can't cover yourself, there is the way you're highlighted, but how you'll be invisible as even a white Muzungu. How to be as a tourist, how to act like that way you are not suspicious. So there's a lot of things, a lot of skills you need to learn when you want to do this job.
Are there any new projects or collaborations in Africa that you are particularly excited about and can share with us?
Talking a little bit about collaboration and future projects here in Africa. We have partners, local partners, because without local partners, local knowledge, we call them tongues. If you work in somewhere as an operative, you can't work. So they have the knowledge, they have the language, and they have everything which you don't. You're a foreigner, you know nothing. If you do your homework and you look after the country, you look after the habits, you look after religion, you look after everything, still you are a foreigner, you're an outsider. You can't blend in, you don't know what to do. Even the rules and regulations are very tricky. Every country is different, and you need to be well protected, because you're not come as a tourist, you come to work. You don't have a working permit. The ATU or DCI and tourist unit, they took you in a minute, and much faster than in European countries. So you need to follow, and you need to collaborate with companies. We are lucky here in Kenya. Also we have unlucky sessions, but now the Agmond International is a well-experienced company. They're not just security company, they're also talking immigration, laws, governments, finance. Also they have interest in Dubai, in Malaysia and Asia. So they are a little bit open-minded, more open-minded than the others. So this is why we understand each other, how we work together. This is why I made a conference with international and local partners. Next course is what we're doing together, because they give us the support. The law, rules and regulation helps, plus the connections to government, to private sector, and this is how you need to work together. Our future plans are the same. Be one at each. This is why we have the conference, and we will have another conferences later on, because when I highlight our partners, we highlight our speakers, we highlight what we can do, what we are capable together. And also close protection, high risk area close protection, this way interested also from the UK, from Italy, from other countries want to come. So why not? We do it. And also, if you see, just see behind me a little bit, beautiful. So everybody's interested, even Europeans, to go somewhere else, something different, do something different, because these close protection courses are way different that you do it in the UK or do it in Europe or even Poland or somewhere else, because different culture, different region, they do things different. The convoys are different. How to use the convoys in the roads, totally different than European or even the Iraqi way. So this is our future plan, something special, all in Africa, and also want Europe to come to Africa, and you want Africa to come to Europe.
What is your advice for professionals looking to make a meaningful impact in the security and risk management sector in emerging markets like Africa?
What can we advise? What advice we can give to that ones who want to come to this industry, even come to Africa? Prepare yourself, because first of all, it's not easy. You will lose a lot. Time, money, efforts, friends, enemies. You get more, but lose a few, and you earn a lot more. Because mostly, one of the basic of the mankind, they like to live in their bubble. They want to protect them. They want to feel themselves safe. But is it fair safe? It's a bubble, because somebody like we giving them the safety. So they don't want to step out from the comfort zone because they're afraid. But if you want to do this job, you need to learn how to step out from your comfort zone. How you need to write down things what you lose: cars, money, houses, relations. You need to learn how to step and a step and a step and do something and fight for something what you want to achieve. Balance, what I talked earlier. Balance about the work, balance about your own consciousness and your safety, your own bubble. The first, you need to learn advice. There is no like a bubble. Nobody protect you. You protect yourself.
Looking back at your career, what do you consider your biggest professional achievement? And what are you most proud of?
Looking back to my career, yeah, it's a very interesting question because the time is flying very fast. As I mentioned earlier, I did all. I was investigator, I was security guard, I even was a security guard at McDonald's because I wanted to learn every aspect. I'm not sending my guys to work in a retail shop or anywhere else. And I'm blaming after that. Why somebody's stealing and you are there? Why not see it? Something happened. Why you act? Because this is why a lot of security company owners do it without zero experience. Blaming the workers, employees, that why you didn't do this, why you did that. He can't, because he can't do it. He's not capable, or by law is not allowed, or in the situation, if you do anything, just more escalations come in. So this is how I learned the lesson. I did all of the security jobs, what you can do. And I enjoyed it. You can't do this job without a passion. For this one, you need a lot of passion because you sacrifice a lot of your time, your family, your money, your everything. I don't know, I'm not even counting how many times I started again. Different countries, different regions, different continents now, from zero. Because I want to build something. I want to feel myself that I make something. I think one of the most engine for me, and I think a lot of guys who work in this industry, that they want to achieve something and they want to build up something to be proud of. So this is my advice also, and my looking back also. I want to feel myself proud what I'm doing now and what I did in the past. So it was a nice interview. Thank you, Inside the Release, the opportunity, and I hope I see you and your viewers, your friends, your followers on my pages and on the conferences, on the trainings here in Kenya, South Africa, even Asia. We will have in Thailand, so, and Europe also. So join us, follow us, and maybe together we can make some changes. Thank you.